What up, peeps, and welcome to a pickup video. Real quick, everyone always likes to comment about the washer and dryer that are in the room here, so I put Snorlax there so you have something else to look at least a little bit. So, let's just jump into it. I am actively working on the Super Nintendo full US library, and unfortunately, I don't really have any new additions to show you for that collection because I have been kind of taking a break from seeking out games for the collection. So I still have a ton of stuff to show you, but this is almost 100% stuff that has just come into our game store. These are not games that I have been seeking out. I have not gone game hunting. I have not purchased anything off of eBay. This is all just stuff that we got locally that just happened to come into the store. So, with that said, we're going to start with Super Nintendo. So, I have one cartridge that I already had a box and manual for, and that is Porky Pig's Haunted Holiday. I actually had a factory sealed copy, but I decided to get rid of all my sealed stuff, and I had the box, an opened box for this one. So, I took my sealed copy to the store. I think it sold already, and then just needed the cartridge to complete the copy that we had. I also got a very nice condition upgrade for a game, and that was for Street Fighter II Turbo. So we already had this game complete in box, but this one was in much better condition, so had to add that to the collection. Normally at the beginning of these pickup videos, I show you guys all the stuff that is not actual video games. I usually start with accessories, toys, promotional items, whatever. I'm going to mix it up a little bit this time. I'm going to do some games, some other stuff, some accessories, some games, and I'm going to kind of go back and forth so that you have a little bit more variety broken up in the video. So, next, I have two soundtracks to show you. We just got a huge Japanese shipment at our store. If you're curious, if for some reason, if you're watching this and you don't know about my store and our other channel, our store is called Double Jump Video Games. That's also the name of my main YouTube channel. But top link in the description down below goes to our website if you're interested in purchasing any video games for your collection. But we just got a couple large shipments in from Japan, including a bunch of soundtracks, and every now and then I want a couple for myself, so I did grab two. We have the 30th anniversary Super Mario Bros. Music CD. This was released when Mario Maker came out, so it's kind of it's got that 30th anniversary branding that Mario Maker has. And then also a Club Nintendo exclusive Wind Waker HD soundtrack, which would be the Wii U version, which is really awesome. Also from that Japanese shipment, I have another Club Nintendo item, and that is the new Super Mario Bros. Wii Remote straps. So, Club Nintendo got the logo up there. This item didn't come out for the North American Club Nintendo. This is only Japanese, but it's got all the colored wrist straps there that match the character-themed Wii remotes. So, pretty cool. Let's do 3DS next. I only have two games here. We have Moshi Monsters Katsuma Unleashed and Monster High 13 Wishes. Nothing too spectacular, but 3DS is the other console that I'm kind of focusing on trying to finish up the set. So I still need a lot of random stuff like this. A couple more like promotional items and stuff that I got. We have this Mario Kart 8, once again, Club Nintendo. And these are pins, and I don't know if this was a North American one or not. I think somebody brought this into the store, but I love Mario Kart. I love collecting Club Nintendo stuff, but also I have a pretty large pin collection that is all video game themed. I feel like I did a video on that a long time ago, which would be on the Double Jump channel, because that was my main channel before switching it to Double Jump. So you might be able to check it out there. I might do an updated video on that to show my full pin collection. If you want to see it, let me know in the comments. But I also got these little cable holds. They are Nintendo 64 branded, but they are not from the N64 era. These are newer, but they are a Japanese exclusive item. Just thought that was kind of cool. And then we have the Super Mario 3D All-Stars magnet set. So when Mario 3D All-Stars came out, there were pre-order bonuses from all the different retailers. They all had different stuff. Walmart, Target, GameStop, Best Buy, Amazon, they all had their own thing. I don't know which store those in particular came from, but I do know that I have those. I have a sticker sheet. I have the coins. So I hopefully I'm getting close to having all of them because I love Mario 64. It's my favorite game, but the Mario 3D All-Stars is really, really cool, and I like getting the stuff for that. Moving on. I actually have a ton of Switch and Game Boy Advance to show you guys, so I'm going to try to save those, but let's go with DS. I just got one not-for-resale cartridge, and that is Meteos. Nothing too special. The back sticker is covered, unfortunately, by another sticker, and I tried to peel it off, and it's just going to rip, so I'm going to leave it. This was just traded in at our store with like a bundle of games, just random stuff. And then I have some Pikmin stuff to show you, and these just came out, but this is the new Remint Terrarium collection for Pikmin 4. And these are basically little blind box figures. We carry these at our store. They're pretty popular, but they have them for all sorts of different properties. There's a lot of Pokemon ones, there's a lot of Kirby ones, and then there's just a ton of like different anime ones. This is the first Pikmin one that I've ever seen, and I love Pikmin. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time, so you know I had to pick up an entire box for myself, which includes one of each. So I do have them all put together here, but they come apart from the stand, so I'm probably not going to show you the stand and everyone, but there you go. Olimar pulling the red Pikmin. That one is like just a little glass dome. This one is supposed to be like a light bulb, and you have the yellow Pikmin with the wires in there. This is another dome with like a little butterfly clip. Got blue and red Pikmin. And then another dome. You have the little mini Bulborb eating a blue Pikmin. And then the last two come in these like bottles. So this is a bunch of Pikmin carrying an orange, which is really awesome. And then the last one, which is my favorite, has, I can't remember this guy's name, but it's the fire breather one. He's getting the yellow guy there, and then a couple red ones are attacking him. These things are really, really cool. I love Pikmin, so, you know, had to have them, obviously. And if you guys have seen my game room tour, I have a glass case right over here that has, like, the top shelf is all Donkey Kong stuff, the next shelf is Banjo, then Pokemon, then Mario. I'd like to get another one of those in the future, and I want to have a big Pikmin display. There aren't that many Pikmin items out there, so I'm trying to get all the vintage stuff because the World of Nintendo figures are cool, the Amiibos are cool, and I might get those at some point, but I really like the older stuff. So I have a couple older Pikmin items as well. This one is from Pikmin 3, so it's not super old, but it's a little bottle that is filled with erasers that are all Pikmin related. And there's the original tag for it. It's Pikmin 3, Japanese exclusive type item there. And then the other one is really cool. This is a wind-up Pikmin toy. It's one of the enemies, and it is the little shiny beetle. There it is, the iridescent beetle. So it's one of those toys you wind it up and then it moves by itself. Really cool, also exclusive to Japan. Picked these up from, I think it was Bai, which was a sponsor for one of the videos we did on the Double Jump channel. It's one of those proxy services where you can order stuff from Japan. So I grabbed those. And then lastly, for the Pikmin stuff, I got a Pikmin 4 promotional pin. Pretty cool. It's got the yellow Pikmin on there holding a cherry. Adorable. All right, moving on. Let's go PS1. I only have 2 games here. We have The Incredible Hulk, The Pantheon Saga. And then another Digimon game. I thought that I already had this one, and I actually thought that I had all the Digimon games. Turns out I was missing this one, and I'm missing Digimon World 2, so I'm going to be on the lookout for that when it comes into our store. But this one is Digimon Rumble Arena. So I think I have 3 other Digimon games already, 2 or 3. So I think the World 2 is the only other one that I need, but pretty awesome. Let's go GameCube. So I have the full North American library for GameCube games, so when I'm adding GameCube games to my collection, they are either variants or they are something a little different. So first up, we have the Action Replay Ultimate Codes Max Pack. I have a few of these Ultimate Codes things. This is one I did not have, but this has Double Dash, Mario Party 4, Mario Party 5, Mario Golf, and Mario Sunshine codes, which is pretty cool because most of these things only have codes for one game. So you get a bunch of them in one with that. And then I have 2 variants. The first one is Pac-Man Versus that comes by itself in the little cardboard sleeve. This one happens to be factory sealed. I don't care about having it sealed, but this is how it came into our store. And the only way to get this in a full-size case, like one of these, is to have it be the Player's Choice version that comes with Pac-Man World 2 and Pac-Man Versus. And I do have that version in the collection, but I didn't have Pac-Man Versus by itself, so I got that. Then the other variant is another Metroid Prime variant. I think this is our this is our fifth one of these, and that is the Metroid Prime Kmart exclusive Wavebird variant. So it's not for resale. On the back, it's got the Kmart logo. The Wavebird thing's got a UPC code on the front. And originally, you would have, when you purchase this, you would also get a Wavebird. And as far as I can tell, I don't think that the Wavebird was ever like physically packed with it. I think that you would just get this, and then they would pull a Wavebird off the shelf, and it would just be a bundle like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but out of all the bundles I've seen, like I've got the Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles bundle that comes with the Game Boy Advance link cable. That one comes in a big blister pack, but I don't think that this one did. But if you have photos or anything, you know, let me know, because I'd love to verify. Next, going back to some toy stuff, I have a Dratini Pokemon plush. This is from a KFC Kids Meal. It's got the original tag here. And this is an original beanbag plush. These ones are old. Does it have a date? 1998. So pretty early. I have a bunch of older Pokemon plush from that era that are all these little beanbag ones. This is one I did not have. Super cool. Love it. Then I got this Mario Kart RC car. It doesn't have the controller. I just found this at a Goodwill. But this is the actual cart that I use when I'm playing Mario Kart 8. So I was like, oh, that's super cool. I've seen one with Luigi in it as well. So I'll probably try to grab that in the future. I see this kind of stuff at Goodwill pretty often, so I can just grab one whenever I see it. But I just thought this was kind of cool, and I thought that it would be nice to have on a shelf somewhere in the game room. Next, let's go with NES, because there is only a couple here. The first two are cartridges that I already had boxes for, and that is Tennis and Rambo. Nothing too crazy. Then I do have one complete in box game, and it has a story, and that is Wall Street Kid. So Abby gave this to me for Christmas, and there's a picture right here, which I'll take it out so you guys can see a close-up. If you watch our Double Jump videos, you probably already heard about this, but here is the photo. That is a picture of Cody from Pink Gorilla with a copy of Wall Street Kid on a swing, and it says, "Treat my kid well." And Cody collects Wall Street Kid games. He is one of those weird guys who is going after every copy he can find. And I did not have one in my collection, and the joke has kind of been that, like, he gets them all and I'm never going to get one. And so, if you want to hear the entire story, you can watch the Double Jump video. It was our, like, it's called something like, you can't get these gifts anywhere else or something like that. It came out right after Christmas. But anyway, Abby was trying to get a copy from Cody, and she wanted him to sign it. He didn't want to sign it, but he said he would take a photo with it. And essentially, 2 copies came into our store, and she had bought one off of eBay. So she had 3 complete in box copies at one point. And so we were able to basically pick the best condition out of all of them, put them all together, and then I'm going to keep that photo of Cody in the box protector because I think it's funny. All right, next, I got a bunch. These also came from Japan, but I got a bunch of these Pepsi caps, which are Super Mario. I'm not going to show you every single one, but here it's just a little sampling. These are official Pepsi, and these are not caps that you screw on. These go over the cap. So you can put this on a 2-liter or a 20-ounce or whatever, but there's a bunch of them. And there was originally 30 of these, and I think I have about 24 of them here. So, you know, I will probably try to complete the set eventually, but for now, I have these ones, and like I said, there's a bunch. So you can get the full set on eBay for about $150-ish. They're not too expensive. So I'll probably track down the other ones eventually, but if you want to buy the individual caps, they start at like 15 bucks a piece on eBay. So getting them in bulk is definitely the way to go. One other little figure I got is this Link figure. This is what does it say? It's so small. I think it says 1988. It's kind of hard to see, but this was in our storage unit for the store. We had a big tub of action figures that we had just put into storage because we just didn't have time to work on them. And we got that out, and I was going through listing stuff on eBay, putting some stuff in the store's inventory, and this was at the bottom of the tub. And I did not know that it was in there, because if I had known, I would have taken it out a long time ago. So definitely holding on to that. All right, let's go with PS2 next. I have a decent stack here. Not a huge one, but some cool stuff. So we have Tokyo Extreme Racer 3, D1 Professional Drift Grand Prix Series, FIFA Street 2, NASCAR 08 Limited Edition, which I did not know existed, but it comes with a slipcover here. So that's pretty cool. Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. This is the version that comes with the soundtrack. So you have the game, and then you have the soundtrack disc. Real World Golf, Choro Q, Formula 1 2001. A lot of sports games in here, but these are sports games that are not extremely common. MLB 2006. A lot of these are just games that we haven't gotten at the store before, and I really haven't seen them very often. Legend of the Dragon, World Rally Championship, Cold Winter, Silent Scope 2. I had 1 and 3, so now I have all 3 of them. 25 to Life, and Pro Stroke Golf, World Tour 2007. So nothing too special on PS2 there. I think the Cold Winter is probably the most expensive one out of the bundle here, and it's not even that much, but still some uncommon titles that I don't see all the time. Cool to add that stuff to the collection. Moving on, I have a gift that I received in the mail from somebody who watches our Double Jump channel, and they used to work at GameStop, and they said that when Pokemon Platinum was out, they had these pre-order bonuses, and they grabbed a bunch of them, and they just have had them over the years, and so they sent me one, and that is the Arceus figure pre-order bonus for Pokemon Platinum. And this is really, really cool because not only do I collect these, I have the pre-order bonuses for other Pokemon games, but Arceus, I have kind of been collecting some Arceus stuff because of Pokemon Legends Arceus on the Switch. It's my favorite Pokemon game, maybe other than Fire Red, Leaf Green, but it's my favorite Pokemon game I've played in a long time, and I like Arceus. I think he's pretty cool. So I have this pre-order bonus figure here. I have the big statue over there from the Japanese Pokemon Center. I have the Arceus V Pokemon card. I have the American version, but the Japanese version of that same card was a pre-order bonus for the game in Japan, and that's currently being graded by CGC, so that'll be kind of cool. It's not worth anything. It's like a $2 card, but I wanted to get it graded just because I want it graded in my personal collection to be like one of the only Pokemon cards I have. I thought that'd be kind of fun. So, moving on to Sega Dreamcast. Now, this is another collection that I have every North American game for, so kind of like with the GameCube, if I'm adding new games to this collection, they're going to be variants or special edition bundles or something like that. And this one isn't even a game. This is an accessory, but these are the Samba de Amigo Maraca controllers. And they come in the original box, which is super big. So someone traded in a bunch of stuff at our store, and it included a Dreamcast collection. And they were clearly not collectors. This was stuff that had been in their garage for, 15 years or whatever, and they were just getting rid of stuff. They had like a random mix of games for like PS2 and Xbox, and there was all the Dreamcast stuff, and like some DS games, and just random things. And they actually had 2 of these complete in box. So I was able to pick the better of the 2 for my personal collection. We actually already sold the other one at the store for like 130-ish, I think. Neither of the boxes were in great condition. As you can see, it's kind of like falling, like this part is falling down. So like it's leaving these gaps here when it should be, up like this. But either way, very, very cool accessory. And of course I do have the game already. So now we can bust this out during game night when everyone comes over. I'm going to keep going with like the weird stuff because I just have basically Switch and Game Boy stuff left to show you for the games. So I have 4 of the Pokemon Welch's glass jars. So Welch's, I believe it was jam, like jam or jelly that came in these jars originally. It wasn't juice, I know that. But these are from 1999, and I think there's 5 or 6 of them like total, and I have 4 of them here. So we have Meowth, we have Charmander, and then we have Squirtle and Bulbasaur. So there is a Pikachu for sure, but I think there was also maybe a Jigglypuff. I can't remember. But either way, those are really cool. I have looked for these kind of things at Goodwill. I never find them. I believe someone traded these into the store, but they had a couple duplicates. I think there was a second Squirtle and a second Meowth, which we're going to be selling those, but I had to grab those. I also have 2 board games to add to the collection. I don't add these very often. First one is Berserk, based off of the arcade game, or the old video game. So this is really, really cool. Milton Bradley. I have a bunch of other like 80s and 90s Milton Bradley board games that are based on video games. So I got rid of most of the other board games I had in the collection, like all the newer. I got rid of all the Tetris games, but I kept all the Nintendo stuff, and I kept all of these like what I would call vintage video game board games. So that's a cool one to add to the collection. But the other one is my favorite, and Ryan and I played a little bit of this for one of the Double Jump vlogs, and that is the Legend of Zelda game. Very weird board game. It's almost co-op until the very end, but very, very cool. Both of these have all the pieces. They're fully complete and in pretty good condition, so those are really, really awesome to add to the collection. So I'm gonna move this stuff over, but that is it for the stuff that's not video games. Those are all the figures and other random items. I do have 2 consoles. Actually, I have 3 consoles to show you. First one is a Switch, and this is the Mario Red Edition OLED Switch. So it's got the red dock and the red Joy-Cons. The red Joy-Cons were originally released with the Super Mario Odyssey bundle of the Switch. So they kind of reused those, but the dock is red, which is new to this set. Pretty cool. We got these new at our store from one of our distributors, and of course I had to snag one. And then I have 2 handheld consoles that are complete in box here. First one, nothing too exciting, but it is a DSi that I did not have, and that is the pink one. And then the other one I also got from Japan, and that is the Monster Hunter 4 Edition 3DS LL. In Japan, the bigger versions of the handhelds are called LL, not XL. They're XL in the US, they're LL in Japan. So got the Monster Hunter one here. The box is in pretty good shape. The console itself is pretty scratched up, but it was really cheap. I think I got this in a bundle with a few extra games and a strategy guide for one of the games. And it was like $82. So, you know, we're shipping on top of that, of course, but really, really cool. So can't really complain about the price. All right, let's go with Switch, and then we'll finish off with Game Boy. So I'm going to do the big box Switch stuff first. We have Root Letter Last Answer Day 1 Edition. This is an older game, but a newer version released of it, and that is the Super Mario Party digital game that is bundled with a set of Joy-Cons. So it's a digital game in the box. Weird. We have Train Valley Collection Deluxe Edition. And these are pretty much all just games that we have gotten new at our store from our distributors. And then whenever we order games from distributors, I always order 1 extra to keep. Then we have Smile for Me. Big box here. And the last big box one is a very big one. And that is Cuphead Nintendo Switch Collector's Edition. I actually bought this from Kyle. I don't know if he had an extra one or what, but he was selling this, and he gave it to me for a pretty good price. Definitely cheaper than I would have gotten it for online, so definitely happy with that. Very cool looking box. All right, so onto the regular case Switch games. I have 2 big stacks here. Each stack is about the same height, and that's one of them. So, in no particular order, we have ARMS, which I can't believe I didn't own. This is like, if this wasn't a launch title, it was released in like the first couple weeks of the Switch being out, and I don't know why I didn't have this. I really thought that I did, but this came into the store pre-owned, and I was like, you know, I've never played it, and I thought that maybe we just had a factory sealed copy, but when I looked into my spreadsheet, we didn't have a copy at all. So this is mine now. The cartridge is not in here because I put it in my little Switch case that holds like, you know, 14 cartridges or whatever. So I'm going to play it. It's in there. We also have Rocket League Collector's Edition. My favorite game, JoJo Siwa Worldwide Party. And it includes a charm, which is in there. Super rare. We also have Family Feud. Train Valley Collection, the regular edition. Hammer Watch 2, the Chronicles edition. This one looks really cool. This is also not in here because I have the cartridge because I want to play it. Demon's Tilt Occult Pinball Action. That looks so cool. Kraken Odyssey. Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song. Murder by Numbers. Gimmick Special Edition. Didn't know that this came out. Very cool. Batman Arkham Trilogy. Star Wars The Heritage Pack, which is a really awesome bundle. Has a bunch of games included. We have Air Twister and Bomb Rush Cyberfunk. As you can tell, a lot of these are newer releases. Like I said, we did get them, you know, new from distribution. Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince. This is another one that I do plan on playing. Yeah, I already took the cartridge out. I really love Dragon Quest Builders 1 and 2, and I played Dragon Quest, what was it, Treasure? And I was kind of disappointed in that one, unfortunately. It just got really boring really quickly, but this one looks cool. I'm going to give it a shot. Then we have the regular version of Smile for Me. We have Spirit, Lucky's Big Adventure. We have Unpacking, which comes in a little slipcover that looks like a cardboard box. Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. So these two we've actually had for a very long time, but they were not in the game room here. I think Abby had them with her stuff, so I never entered them into our spreadsheet, and I didn't have the cases, at least, on the wall with the other ones. So we've had those for a while, but this is the first time showing them. Bluey the video game. This is the Disney Classic Games Collection. It has Jungle Book, Aladdin, and The Lion King. So it's all 3 in 1. Then we have Naruto, Boruto, Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections. And Persona 5 Tactica. And that is one of the 2 stacks. Starting on stack number 2, we have Dragons Legends of the Nine Realms. Mary Skelter Finale. And Mary Skelter 2. World's End Club Deluxe Edition. Harvest Moon Light of Hope Special Edition Complete. So I have another version, but it doesn't have Complete across the top. It's also on the spine. Super Mario RPG. I have not checked this out yet, but I do fully intend to. Outbreak Contagious Memories. Fortnite Transformers Pack. So, this one's a little weird. This was just a DLC code. There was no cartridge included here. And this was Colton's. He bought it, he opened it, he used the code, and then he gave me this. So, unless you get this sealed, you know, you're not getting anything. It's just the physical plastic and paper here. But to put this on the shelf with the rest of the collection, I don't necessarily need it to be factory sealed. I don't play Fortnite, so it's just a cool little weird thing for the collection. You know, it is what it is. We have Garden Simulator, Fast and Furious Spy Racers Rise of Shifter, Super Crazy Rhythm Castle, Hogwarts Legacy. This cover is so cool. This is Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed Ecto Edition, and the ghosts on the cover are like embossed with like this cool texture, and it glows in the dark. Very cool. Star Ocean Second Story R, Heard very good things about this one, but I don't have time for RPGs, unfortunately, right now. I think it's Virche Evermore Error Salvation. Farm Expert 2019 for Nintendo Switch. I bet this game is awesome. Railway Empire Nintendo Switch Edition. Operation Wolf Returns First Mission. So, is this one in here? Okay, this is in here, but I did plan on playing this one as well. It also came with some stickers and a patch, which is pretty cool. We also have Coffee Talk Episode 2, Hibiscus and Butterfly. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection 1. This is the Day 1 edition. Cry Machina Deluxe Edition. Sonic Superstars. WarioWare Move It. We have the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet with the Hidden Treasure of Area Zero DLC included. And I can't remember if I think I played Violet. But that is an awesome game as well. If you haven't played a Pokemon game in a long time, that's a good one to play. I thought it was really, really good. And then lastly for Switch, the rarest game out of all of them, Fashion Dreamer. Woo! That is a rare game. Okay. We are going to finish off this video with the Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance, although 99% of it is GBA. I do have one instruction manual, though, for a box I already had, and that is for Popeye 2, which is a pretty hard-to-find game complete in box, and what's so funny is that we already had the box, and we had the cartridge, but we didn't have a manual, and I have a list of all the manuals that I need for every console, and at least, well, you know, for the boxes we already have. And I was going through some stuff on eBay, like some of the stuff that we have listed, and I was changing prices, and I was sending offers and stuff, and I was like, hey, we have this Popeye 2 manual listed. I'm pretty sure that I need this for the collection. Turns out I did need it, so somehow we already had the manual at the store, and I got the box and cartridge in my collection, and I didn't realize that I had the full thing, but it was split up, so I took this off of eBay, and I brought it home. Happy to complete that one. And then I have two big stacks here of Game Boy games. So in no particular order, here we go. We have, and some of these do not have cartridges, some of them don't have manuals, and then some of them are complete, a couple are even sealed, so it's a big mix of stuff. We have Hot Wheels All Out, Home on the Range, Uno and Skip Bo. This is one of the factory sealed ones. I don't care about getting sealed games, as you guys know, but if I get it like this and I don't have a complete one, I'll keep this one until I get a complete copy to replace it with. Then we have Thunderbirds, Powerpuff Girls, Mojo Jojo A Go-Go, Muppets Spy Muppets License to Croak, Barbie Groovy Games, another sealed one, Millipede, Super Breakout, and Lunar Lander. Homer. Oh, don't throw up in here. Homer's over here. He didn't throw up, luckily. He's just hacking. You good? Good boy. We have Kill Switch, Fairly Odd Parents, Shadow Showdown, American Idol, Robots. Here's a Game Boy Color game, NSYNC, Get to the Show, Star X, Rugrats. This has the funniest name for a game. Rugrats, I Gotta Go Party. Do you get it? It's like, I gotta go potty because they're babies. But it's I gotta go party. Lizzie McGuire, On the Go. Dragon Tales, Dragon Adventures. That is a show that I used to watch with my sister when we were little. Scooby-Doo, Mystery Mayhem. Johnny Mosley, Mad Tricks. Dead to Rights. And Ed, Edd n Eddy, Jawbreakers. Also watched a lot of Ed, Edd n Eddy. Love that show. Then we have Board Game Classics. Barbie Horse Adventures, Blue Ribbon Race. finally like a decent title, Rayman Advance. Road Rash Jailbreak. Super Hornet FA-18F. Spy Hunter and Super Sprint. And I'm obviously going for a complete set for all the consoles I collect for. I just focus on one or two at a time. So I'm not focusing on Game Boy Advance. I just happened to get so many because we had multiple collections traded in that included a bunch of them. And as you can tell, most of these are filler titles, which is why I didn't have them. These are just random games. There are a couple good ones mixed in, and I guess it looks like I am kind of saving the best for last, unknowingly. But a lot of stuff I just didn't have, like Top Spin 2. Never seen this game before. It's like Carnage Rally, but it's spelled weird, so I don't know if it's Carnage. Another decent one, we have Rayman 3. Medal of Honor Underground. One of my dad's favorite Christmas movie, Polar Express. After Christmas Vacation, of course. This is a pretty good one, The Lost Vikings. Curious George. Dark Arena. And then we're getting into the better stuff here. We have Gekido Advance Kintaro's Revenge. And then for Game Boy Color, we have a Rumble game that is Perfect Dark. So, if you guys don't know, because these aren't super common outside of a couple titles, so I'll show you real quick. There are some Game Boy Color games that have a Rumble feature. So they come in these big cartridges. They have a little door here, and you put a AAA battery in there. So, Pokemon Pinball is the main one that came like this, but there's a handful of them. I believe there's a Little Mermaid pinball game that's a Rumble game, Perfect Dark, obviously. I think there's a test drive game or something. But there's a handful of them. They're pretty cool, pretty unique. And then we have Breakthrough for the original Game Boy. Super RC Pro-Am for the original Game Boy. And to finish off the video that I guess didn't really include anything like super rare, but still cool stuff overall, is Choplifter 2 for the original Game Boy. So there it is. That's everything that I added to my collection over the past month or so. You know, little slow down, lots of Switch games still, but that's kind of always how that is. But I'm hoping that the next pickup video that I upload will have at least a couple more Super Nintendo games, because we have only about 100 left to complete the set. So look forward to that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date on all the videos going out. Check out the Double Jump channel as well, of course. And we have a we have a keyword that I do at the end of these pickup videos, because they are pretty long. This one's 38 minutes already. So if you put this word in your comment, it'll tell me that you watched the entire video, and I want to thank you for doing that. Since Homer was hacking up, we're going to use the word hacking. He didn't actually throw anything up or hack anything up, luckily, because this is the only room in the entire house that has carpet. And he did not hack anything up. But use the word hacking, H-A-C-K-I-N-G, in your comment so that I know you watched the entire video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.